We're all just walking each other home. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. We're fascinated by the words, but where we meet is in the silence behind them. It is important to expect nothing, to take every experience, including the negative ones, as merely steps on the path, and to proceed. The most exquisite paradox: as soon as you give it all up, you can have it all. As long as you want power, you can't have it. The minute you don't want power, you'll have more than you ever dreamed possible. I would like my life to be a statement of love and compassion, and where it isn't, that's where my work lies. In most of our human relationships, we spend much of our time reassuring one another that our costumes of identity are on straight. The heart surrenders everything to the moment. The mind judges and holds back. Treat everyone you meet like God in drag. Your problem is you are too busy holding on to your unworthiness. As long as you have certain desires about how it ought to be, you can't see how it is. What you meet in another being is the projection of your own level of evolution. Suffering is part of our training program for becoming wise. The spiritual journey is individual, highly personal. It can't be organized or regulated. It isn't true that everyone should follow one path. Listen to your own truth. Everything changes once we identify with being the witness to the story, instead of the actor in it. Only that in you which is me can hear what I'm saying. We are all affecting the world every moment, whether we mean to or not. Our actions and states of mind matter, because we are so deeply interconnected with one another. Let's trade in all our judging for appreciating. Let's lay down our righteousness and just be together. A feeling of aversion or attachment toward something is your clue that there's work to be done. The next message you need is always right where you are. I can do nothing for you but work on myself. You can do nothing for me but work on yourself. The game is not about becoming somebody, it's about becoming nobody. Every religion is the product of the conceptual mind attempting to describe the mystery. Learn to watch your drama unfold while at the same time knowing you are more than your drama. It's only when caterpillarness is done that one becomes a butterfly. That again is part of this paradox. You cannot rip away caterpillarness. The whole trip occurs in an unfolding process of which we have no control. Information is just bits of data. Knowledge is putting them together. Wisdom is transcending them. We're here to awaken from the illusion of separateness. When we see the beloved in each person, it's like walking through a garden, watching flowers bloom all around us. Our whole spiritual transformation brings us to the point where we realize that in our own being, we are enough. It's very different because the Indians live as if they are their souls and Americans live as if they are their egos. Across planes of consciousness, we have to live with the paradox that opposite things can be simultaneously true. Healing does not mean going back to the way things were before, but rather allowing what is now to move us closer to God. In our relationships, how much can we allow them to become new, and how much do we cling to what they used to be yesterday? Suffering is the sandpaper of our incarnation. It does its work of shaping us. By acting compassionately, By helping to restore justice and to encourage peace, we are acknowledging that we are all part of one another. There's much more in any given moment than we usually perceive, and that we ourselves are much more than we usually perceive. When you know that, part of you can stand outside the drama of your life. Just because you are seeing divine light, experiencing waves of bliss, or conversing with gods and goddesses is no reason to not know your zip code. Emotions are like waves. Watch them disappear in the distance on the vast calm ocean. Compassion refers to the arising in the heart of the desire to relieve the suffering of all beings. Early in the journey, you wonder how long the journey will take and whether you will make it in this lifetime. Later, you will see that where you are going is here and you will arrive now. So you stop asking. Spiritual practices help us move from identifying with the ego to identifying with the soul. Old age does that for you too. It spiritualizes people naturally. You and I are the force for transformation in the world. We are the consciousness that will define the nature of the reality we are moving into. You may protest if you can love the person you are protesting against as much as you love yourself. We're being trained through our incarnations, trained to seek love, trained to seek light, trained to see the grace in suffering. To him who has had the experience, no explanation is necessary. To him who has not, none is possible. Working on our own consciousness is the most important thing that we are doing at any moment, and being love is a supreme creative act. When your center is firm, when your faith is strong and unwavering, then it will not matter what company you keep. But what the mystics say is not the same as what happened to them. When we're identified with awareness, we're no longer living in a world of polarities. Everything is present at the same time. Love is the most transformative medicine, for love slowly transforms you into what psychedelics only get you to glimpse. I don't really believe anything I say, because the nature of my work concerns the spaces between the words, rather than the words themselves. You give up not meditating. It's called meditation action. There's no way out of it. Meditation means to be constantly extricating yourself from the clinging of mind.